So this thing is going to be 24 inches. So before I start cutting anything, I'm gonna just make sure I mark there. I'm gonna do a little more just in case, just so I don't go over that, because it's supposed to be to scale to the executor that I made before. So this is to scale to that one. So this, I'll just mark it, and then now, referencing this small shape I made, which is the shape I want, I'll just try to guess how it should look by holding it above here and then getting it to the size I want, and then just putting the dots. It's kind of hard to explain, but it should get the right shape, hopefully. So I'm just trying to get the shape with these 3 rulers just to get the basic shape of how it will be, but I of course have to make it look like this half, this left half of the ship here on the bottom, and then try to make it look like that. So I'm not going to be printing templates, although I did make some templates. So I don't think I'm going to be using those. I'll just be guessing it, because this is a fan creation. It's not canon or anything, so I can kind of do what I want with it. And this is the finished mirrored cutout. So as you can see, it's a little misshaped, so that's why I made it bigger than it should be. So now we can cut it to the actual size that it's supposed to be at. With a pen, I marked the inside so I just don't get confused which side is supposed to be in and what is the actual outside that people will see, because this side, it's all warped. So that's why this will be from the inside and that will be the outside, because it's nice and smooth. So now with a very sharp X-Acto, I'm going to just put a small angle on here. So with the hot glue gun, I can put glue and just have it at that nice angle that it is at, that it's supposed to be. Just a very rough angle, like that. So now I'm gonna heat up this hot glue gun, and then I can glue these pieces, and then we can start making some supports to actually support that structure, because this particular model doesn't have any like holes in it like the last one did, any like superstructure or anything. It does, but it's all superficial work. I don't have to do anything in the inside, so that's good. We can just seal it, cover it up, and then just start all the work on these small parts, which is the main part of this build, except of course for the engines, which are so complicated. There's like 20 something of these engines, I think. So that's gonna be the hardest thing about this. So I took this piece of foam and I cut it into a simple spar. I just cut it down the middle, obviously. And for this one, which is the bottom half, I'm just gonna use this to glue it in. And the little bezel I was talking about, I cut a bezel only in one of them. The other one will stay straight, and it doesn't need it because it can just easily go on that. So very nice. I heated up my glue pistol, and I'll just put glue there and glue it on. If you want to get nice smooth cuts, a nice razor like this is just perfect for it. So I'm doing this so that it can fit nicely in there. So this is the Assertor so far. It's looking very good. And I'm starting to put stuff at the bottom now. And I'm not covering the edges because I'm cutting it so smooth with a very sharp knife, so it doesn't look as if it's actually foam. Even if you look close, it looks as if it's backed with paper like I did on the Executor. I have learned so many things from that build, so this one is so much easier. So I'm rolling these paper. This will be for the engines, and so far I haven't used any paper on this so far, but I'm just using thin printer paper to roll these nice smooth things. And we're going to put 5 here and a whole bunch. There's a whole bunch of engines on this thing, and then we can add more detail later on, but right now I'm just roughing out the basic shape of the ship, and after I glue them all in, then I'll add detail to them and etc. Sure. Alright everybody, so like I was saying about monotonous work on the last Executor build, this one is even worse. I have to make at least 28 or 29 of these things, and they look pretty simple, but it takes so long. But once you put them on, it does look so nice, and what it is all these units here. All those units, there's some at the bottom too. Let me see if I can find it. Yes, there's so much at the bottom too, so there's like so many of these, and I have to make them. I cut paper and then foam. I cut the foam in half to make it thinner. I just cut these and then I cut it in half and then cut little squares and I just glue them. So that's what I'm doing now. Once I'm done, I will glue them on. So now you can see how it looks with all of these little gun ports on this side and here and here, and it just makes the whole thing look so much more accurate, and it adds so much detail to this little bit of detail here. So that's pretty much it for now. I'm going to make more of these and add them to the bottom, which is pretty bare right now.
This is that Medicare offers, is that right?
This is day 5 of this build, and it's basically done. So I put all these gun blocks on it. I installed the command bridge, and I put the same gun blocks at the bottom, and I put that little round globe thing at the bottom. So it's basically done. I put some more details here. So now what I have to do is make the smaller gun blocks, which are very similar to these, except they're smaller and they're shaped a little different. And I have to put those at intervals between everything and just randomly spot. I have to make at least 26 of those. And after that, it'll be pretty much done, except for some small, just tiny parts, which I'll show you later on. So far, it's looking so much better than I expected it to. From the beginning, it wasn't looking so nice, but now it is. So that is pretty much it for this. So now I just have to tie up a few loose ends, put a couple, more little bumps around here to make it look more not uniform as it is now. And then it'll be pretty much done. The only thing I'm contemplating is adding some more rectangles and squares to this area, or leaving it how it is, because I like the simplicity of it how it is now. One tip is something that I'm not doing, but I think would be a great idea if you're making something like this, is to always have masking tape, so that you can just put it along these edges, because when you keep putting it down, it just starts to get dirty looking over time. So put some on the bottom and on the top, just a masking tape so that you can put it, or build some sort of simple stand out of paper or cardboard to hold it up.